Alright, I'm going to make sure the audio is working okay. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to take a look at this and see how it's doing right now. Although there's like a 60-second lag, so it's possible it won't show up for a bit, but we'll see. I just want to make sure my audio isn't completely fucked. Because it probably is. This isn't a great streaming platform, what I'm using. I'm just using Hangouts and my computer is the best, so we'll see how the audio is. It seems like it's picking up my voice okay, so for the meantime, I think we're okay. Nobody's watching just yet, but I don't even think anyone's really going to. I'm just gonna talk and see where it goes from there. I'm just gonna make sure it's going okay. As soon as I figure out if it is or not, we'll get started. It says it's streaming, so this is probably it right here. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. Testing, testing. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, let me get all this crap off my screen so I can actually see what I'm doing. Maybe I'll even, Alright, so we're gonna get started. So, how's it going, everybody? I'm Parker, as you know. Sorry about that, I don't know what happened. Okay, can you hear me? Test, test, test. Okay, so, my name is Parks00, or just Parker. I think I'm just gonna go by Parker from now on, because it's a username that I use sometimes, but I mean, I don't know if I really want to keep going by that. I liked it at the time, but it never really picked up or anything. It was just kind of a dumb whatever. So yeah, I don't know if anybody's gonna watch this. If they do, hello. I don't know how to get the chat going here on my screen. I think I just got to pull it up on this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I have a chat now. So as soon as I get set up, don't think I need too much space in the screen. Okay. So, my name's Parker. Some of you already know. If you're subscribed or from Twitter or whatever you're from. You probably know who I am at this point. For those who don't, I'm not really anybody. I'm just somebody who is on the internet a lot. So I have a lot of different places I'm on. YouTube was one of them for a bit, and I want to actually talk about that because not a lot of people know anything about my YouTube, especially if they're from Twitter or anything like that. So it would be nice to get into that, but I just want to talk about stuff in general. Just because I'm bored, I want to do something. So, yeah, we're just gonna jump into it. So, where I've been in terms of my YouTube, I haven't been very active. Obviously, my last upload was like what 2 years, 3 years ago. Um, the quality of videos I was making at the time wasn't anything I was really enjoying. I think before at the very beginning of my YouTube channel, I made like Narasaku chats back when those were popular. For anybody who doesn't know what those are, um, essentially it's like fake chat rooms you make between characters you like in anime or manga or whatever. Um, and so I made a lot of those, and it was just something that I enjoyed making. And I think it wasn't even the content itself. What I enjoyed was the editing process, and I still really do. I really enjoy editing videos, which is what I'm going to get into in just a minute. but they're not on my YouTube channel anymore, and I'm kind of glad for it because they were really cringy. I kind of wish I had archived them somewhere just in case later for some sort of bet or something, and I can put them back on. But I don't know. They just didn't fit in with the view I wanted in my new channel, which was just kind of a whatever channel. You know what I mean? Like, there's no real theme, there's no real whatever. It's just kind of hanging out. And I've archived all the old like Minecraft videos and everything on there. The quality's really bad, but I'm just keeping them on there just because they don't do really any harm to, like, if somebody goes on my YouTube, it's not really a cringy thing or whatever. It's just Minecraft videos. So those are just going to stay up there. Pretty much everything that's up there currently is going to stay up there. A lot of videos are missing. That's because I deleted a lot of them, obviously. So honestly, that's just how it's going to go. I might upload new stuff in the future. The videos I have uploaded recently, the two compilations I made, the Parks of Zero versus the World or whatever I called those. I did actually enjoy making those. The second one I made, or the most recent one technically, that one I'm a little bit less proud of. And if you've watched that, you know why. It's very slow, and the reason for that is because I wanted to. What am I doing? Just looking at something. I just really wanted to have. I don't know what the hell I'm talking. I wanted it to be over a certain time limit personally, and so I think I stretched it out way too much. And the video ended up being a lot slower. But the video before that, I think it's Parks of Zero versus the World. That's something I had a lot of fun with making, and I had a lot of fun doing, and I wouldn't mind doing those in the future if it's something that people enjoyed. It didn't get a lot of views or anything. It didn't get a lot of attention compared to the other videos I've done in the past. But again, I still really liked doing it, and I still really enjoyed. I don't know, just screwing around, having fun. Uh, but again, I still really like. Okay, I was just making sure the audio was working. It's just something I enjoy doing, and I still enjoy doing it, and it's something that I might go back to at some point. Editing videos and like editing Xbox clips or PlayStation clips to have funny captions or whatever. It's something I enjoy doing. If people enjoy it, I'll keep doing it. But one thing I really enjoy doing is streaming. I don't have a lot of good technology or bandwidth in my household to do that. So if I ever do a stream, it'll probably be something like this where it's on Hangouts and I invite some people on, stuff like that. And I think tonight I'm going to try to get some other people on, although I don't know, I haven't gotten any responses in that regard. But I do want to have some people on, just talk about general whatever. Just because, again, the gist of it is I'm bored, really. Um, yeah, this for anyone who hasn't heard my voice before, this is what I sound like. It's not really anything exciting. My voice hasn't really dropped in pitch much the last few years it has, but I still sound like a female. If you heard me without any real visual aids, I sound like a female. You probably would think I'm a female. Most drive-through people do, but besides from that, just a regular guy doing absolutely nothing whatsoever interesting. I don't know. I'm just bored. So we're gonna talk about some stuff, I guess, that I've been looking at and seeing lately that I just wanted to share my views on, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Hopefully, I don't know. Again, this isn't high production quality. I don't have any music in the background or anything. I don't have any crazy special guests. I might have like one or two people I know from the night shift. Sorry, for any of you who know what that is. But for those of you who don't, they're just a group of guys who I used to do a podcast with, and then they revitalized that podcast recently. It used to be called the Nightcast, and now it's called the Night Shift. Those are the only guys I can think of that really want to stream with me. At least for now. I don't know if they're going to or not. Maybe next time, if I do another stream, I will. This streaming thing isn't going to be anything I'm going to commit to heavily, but for the next few weeks, I'm very available, so I wouldn't mind hopping on every once in a while and just messing around with, just hanging out, talking, whatever. Because I think it'd be fun. I'd even be willing to answer some questions tonight if I get enough people on here. I don't think I will. I've only ever raked in like 2 or 3 people watching at the same time, so I don't know. So, backstory on just me in general, what I'm doing, because it's been a very long time since I've said anything personal on this YouTube channel. And it's not due to like a privacy thing. I just don't have anything interesting to talk about. The only real interesting thing that's been going on lately, I don't even know what I'm trying to think. I do IT at the university I'm at. I do. I volunteer at a wrestling organization. I help them with a lot of production. I'm working for SP Plus now, which is they do parking Nationwide Arena. I've been doing a lot of that, but I mean, other than that, this really been the only jobs I've been doing lately in life. That's the only things I've been up to. I am currently the one of the writers for a video game that's in development. If that video game is ever going to come to fruition, I don't know. But I also have a video game that I have in development currently. I'm trying to get people in on it and starting to work on it. At the moment, I only have the story. I have a little bit of the framework of what I want to do with it. I have a couple people I'm interested in talking to. But I mean, other than that, it hasn't been much past that. Um, so I don't even know. I might at some point do a Kickstarter or Indiegogo or something for it, but I mean, until then, there's not really going to be any information out of it. Maybe a couple pictures here and there. Maybe I'll do a Game Jolt devlog or something like that. I don't know. It's just something I'm going to be messing around with and talking to some people about and seeing how that goes. I don't know. I don't know how any of that's going to go, but whatever. Um, but anyways, where I've been in terms of the internet, the main places I've really been to is Twitter. In fact, that's where a lot of people know me from at this point is just Twitter and my shenanigans on there. I don't really do anything. I used to be I wouldn't say mainstream at all. I wouldn't even say popular. I think I was known in the small artist community at the time. I'm not even an artist. I was just known by those people for a short time back in 2016 and I believe early 2017. I was just known by a decent amount of people that were active on Twitter. Again, I wouldn't say popularity or anything because that's not even what comes close to my mind. It's a lot of like um, people I hung out with were people who had a couple thousand followers, and so sometimes we would talk or do collabs or talk about comics. We did a lot of Skype calls. I don't want to name drop right now. I mean, they're friends of mine. They're all from the Nightcast. Pretty much everybody in the Nightcast, and then a handful of other people I talked to a lot. I was hanging out with them a lot on Twitter, on Skype, stuff like that, back when Skype was popular. Um, so that's really the only places I've really been to. My YouTube hasn't really been a huge priority for me, but I'd like it to be. Not even in terms of videos necessarily, more streaming, like I said a minute ago, because streaming is something I would enjoy doing, especially if it's just like this, where it doesn't take a huge amount of my internet. It's something I can do for fun in my free time, invite some people on, hang out, do whatever. Um, and just yeah, just general whatever, hanging out, blah blah blah. Um, yeah, that's basically the gist of everything that's been going on right now. I don't want to do face cam right now. It's just not a thing I'm super into. It's not like I'm self conscious or anything. I just don't look the best right now. I might just stay doing not webcam because I have tape over my webcam from the person who gave it to me, and I just don't feel like taking it off. And to be honest, I'm just that lazy. Um, I don't know. Tonight we're just going to talk about whatever. I'm going to ask some people if they want to join. If they want to join, then cool. We'll have some extra people on here. If they don't want to join, then whatever. I don't care. It would be fun if people joined that I know, but I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world if they don't. So, all right. Trying to think of some stuff I want to talk about. This isn't very organized. Next time I'm going to have like a list of stuff I want to talk about just because it's a lot easier to construct my thoughts like that. Um, but I guess this is more of a rambling thing, so I'll just kind of go off on the first thing I'm thinking of right now. One thing I've been seeing a lot about in terms of video game news, because that's what I want to start with, is Fallout 76, and I'm sure you've heard about that to no end, but I think it would be nice to kind of get everybody's thoughts in order on that and kind of talk about where we're at in terms of that game. In case you don't know, which I don't know how you wouldn't have known this, Fallout 76 is a game made by the company Bethesda, who is kind of infamous for having bugs or glitches or whatever in their game. And normally that's fine. Normally it's just whatever. It's nothing game breaking. In terms of Skyrim, they had a bunch of bugs and glitches in there, but I mean they're avoidable. They don't break the game. They wouldn't break your console. They're just kind of funny, like, oh man, that dragon's flying upside down, that kind of stuff. Sometimes textures would be off. Sometimes people would say stuff that they're not supposed to. But I mean, other than that, it was harmless. The stuff doesn't do anything because it's a single player game. So anything that could really happen would just affect you. So I mean, say there's a glitch that makes you lose an item or something, or maybe makes you reset your account or whatever. I don't know. I mean, if that happens, worst case scenario, you just have to restart. It doesn't mean anything to your financial safety or your actual account in terms of Xbox Live or PSN. It just doesn't affect you as much as something on a multiplayer game would. However, now that they've done the switch to multiplayer, they're doing the same mistakes where they have. I say a lot. I'm trying to get out of it. I apologize. I'm just going to point that out now. I shouldn't have though because it's going to make it more annoying, but I don't care. The the online the online aspect makes it harder to make games for them, I think, because when you do online, there's a better chance that what if there's a screw up, it's going to affect them more. So, take for example, let's see. There's a couple examples I want to get into, so let's go with the first one. When the game first came out, there were a lot of glitches that people were finding. One of the big ones was like people can access your account through the, at least this was on the beta, so they could have fixed it by then. Some people can access your account through the beta, through your account on there, which is crazy. I didn't even think that could happen. Uh, some people can drop like 3 nukes at once. Some people got nuke codes during the beta, and once the game came out, they launched 3 nukes at the same time, and it actually broke the game because when you launch a nuke, apparently it launches this huge boss fight that you can get into. And they wanted to see, I don't even know if they were trolling, I think they wanted to see if they can spawn 3 of the same boss fight so they could fight it, but I guess it backfired on them and it kind of crashed the whole server because the server wasn't prepared to handle 3 of those at the same time, since it takes so much memory just for one of those things to go off. Which, by the way, I think is a big flaw. I think they should really look into fixing that specifically because it was literally game breaking. One of the servers went down, so I would put that at priority in terms of actual bugs. But there are other bugs that are coming out that are even worse, and I want to talk about those because they're crazy. Like, you wouldn't even think that these are things that can happen just because of how absurd some of this is. I just went on Reddit, and this could be fake. I don't know, but I mean, with how absurd the bugs are getting, it's getting likely. Um, According to this Reddit user, um, they logged into their account, and then all of a sudden, they were somebody else's like level 7 whatever character, and they've been working since the beta on their account. They had a level 100 character, and then they lost their character for a level 4 character, and another person who had a level 4 character lost theirs to a level 100 character on the same subreddit. So like you see two guys, one guy's just like, oh, I worked all this time for this character, blah blah blah. I guess I'm starting over. And the other one's like, yeah, this will work, and started a level 100 character. I don't know if that was just a troll. It could be, honestly. A lot of stuff like that is, but I do think it's a point that the fact that we could read that and go, oh, that's believable, shows just how ridiculous the glitches are actually getting in terms of this game. Um, Another one that happened, I'm trying to think because there's been a couple of them. One of them during the beta, I don't know if it's still a problem now, is that when you the game would just randomly delete, and it's so strange. I don't even know how that happens. Like, how does an entire game just randomly delete? All of their progress, all of their everything just wipes off the face of the game, and it's crazy. I don't even know how you get to that point. But it's not even just their glitches that they're having a problem with, it's their manufacturing. Back when the game first came out, people who got there were a bunch of different versions, but the main two were a digital and a physical version. And there's not really a price difference, it's just $60, but some people just want to have a physical copy of the game, right? I mean, some people just do. Some people want to know that like if they lose all their progress on their game, then they can get it back just by popping in the disc, you know what I mean? For some online games, let's say there's a weird glitch or bug or something that wipes off every game on your library. It's all gone. What are you going to do? I mean, you could prove that you get it, I guess, and you can take the time to re-download all of them or something like that. But if you have all the discs, it could be easier. But I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know. But where the problem comes in is that people got physical copies, and when they opened it, they were cardboard discs with the code written on them to download the game, and that's not cool. I mean, that's fine for if you're getting a digital copy. I can kind of get that, but it wasn't a digital copy. These people are paying money for a physical copy. I mean, God willing that it wasn't priced differently, like it wasn't priced more expensively, but still, like it's ridiculous that we've gotten to the point that that's acceptable, and a lot of people ask for refunds just because of that. Um, a lot of people ask for refunds because of that, but also a big controversy that happened that really started pulling attention into the Fallout 76 trash fire that's happening right now is that back when people got a $200 pack for Fallout 76, and I'll see if I can pull up a photo of it just so I know I'm referencing off of it correctly. Hold on one second. I just want to make sure I'm listing the correct things that were actually inside of this bag, because I don't want to talk out of my ass. So, yeah, I have it right here, I think. Okay, so this is what the pack included, and I can't show a photo of it, just because it's not going to show up in the stream, because I only have Google Hangouts. But anyways, it comes with a canvas duffel bag, for West Tech, which is a company in the game, a replica helmet of the power armor. It has a exclusive steel case for the game. It has a terrain map. It has Fallout collectible figurines and Tricentennial Edition bonus digital items. And then I believe it also probably had some sort of season pass inside the game. And it was all $200, and it's a lot of stuff. But the big thing that brought people in, besides the replica helmet, I think, was the canvas bag, because it's a really nice quality bag. It can hold a lot of stuff as a canvas bag and a duffel bag, so it was just a nice bag. I mean, you can carry it around, put books in it, whatever the hell you want to do with bags. I don't know what you want to do with it. But what's ridiculous about it is that they, instead of getting um, a canvas duffel bag, they got a nylon duffel bag. If you look up this, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It looks nowhere close to it. And I guess they had to get budget cuts because of all the money, or I don't even know what it was. But they had to do nylon instead, which is fine. I mean, legitimately, that's not a bad thing to do. If you're low on money, or if you want to use your material or use your money on a different part of it, then that's fine. That makes total sense. But what doesn't make sense is the the fact that they didn't update their consumers, the people who bought it. Like, wouldn't that make sense if you're making a change in something as big as that? Especially when people are paying $200 for it. Like, it's just like a lack of common sense on their part. I don't understand how Bethesda's fallen so far. I just don't get it. Like, you'd think by people who have screwed up so many times before in their past games, again, not majorly, like Skyrim's had glitches, everything that they've made have had minor glitches, but eventually they've either been fixed or polished out or something like that. But I mean, they don't affect your game so badly. So you'd think people who probably have a lot of customer support experience in terms of those kind of games, they'd be willing to um, communicate that better. But this isn't even the worst part. The fact that they got a nylon bag instead of a regular bag, that's not even the worst part of this whole story. The worst part is that Bethesda responded. Now, what do you think would make the most sense? Maybe refunding some money, maybe giving them some kind of in-game item, something like that. No, 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 no. You're not thinking with your Bethesda brain. You gotta really put on your thinking cap for a second, because what they decided to do is give out 600. Hold on, let me make sure I'm saying that right, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. I believe it's 5 or 600. Hold on, I gotta make sure. I want to say something stupid. 500 atoms, right? And that sounds like, oh, maybe that's a pretty decent amount of currency. I don't know. No, 500 atoms is $5 worth of in-game currency. $5. So that's essentially, if they bought a $200 pack, something goes wrong in it, and it's not what they purchased, they get $5 back. How does that make any sense? Does that make sense to anybody on this on the chat right now? Like, it just doesn't. No, come on, guys. But that's not the recent thing that's been making people mad. If you search it right now, I mean, sure, that's one of the things that pop up, because it's one of the more ridiculous things that have happened with this company recently. But one of the most ridiculous things that I can think of is one of the selling points and one of the promises of this game is that it wasn't going to have any loot boxes. It was just an ethical thing. We're still in the weird gray area where we don't know if it's super legal, or if it's even okay to do. So people have been trying to avoid doing it. A lot of consumers making games recently have been trying to avoid using loot boxes, just because it's a gray area. Not everybody's super into loot boxes. So whatever. But where the weird part comes in, and the part that's definitely not okay, is that now all of a sudden, oh, they released update logs for the next update of the game, and a lot of the different points talk about lunchboxes, and it's not anything that's been introduced in the game just yet, um, at all. Like, I mean, it was in Fallout 4 as a thing you can open up and stuff's in it, but I mean, in terms of Fallout 76, it hasn't really been used or utilized yet. And a guy on Reddit, I don't know his name. I'll credit it later if I can find it. A guy on Reddit looked through all these logs and found out that what it basically is probably leading up to is loot boxes. The one thing that they said they weren't going to go after is the exact thing that they're about to put in the game. But, I mean, it's a theory though. But I mean, if you think about how they've used it in other games, specifically Fallout New, what is it? Fallout Shelter, I think that's what that game's called, which is a mobile game. They actually use it for that exact purpose, which is loot boxes. I mean, again, it's not uncommon. Loot boxes are pretty common in online games at this point. But I mean, come on. Like, if you're going to explicitly say something's not going to be in a game, why would you put it in a game? I know that's, like, it seems like I'm just ranting about common stuff, but they keep getting away with it. People are still going to buy, people are still going to buy this stuff. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense how they're still functioning as a company when they're screwing up this bad. And I'm really hoping that this doesn't start affecting them negatively. Like, think about it. They had just released a trailer, or not a trailer, a small clip during the last E3 where they were talking about, or where they showed a clip of their new engine for Skyrim. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's not a new engine. It's an old engine. That's right. They're going to use the exact same engine they used for Skyrim for this next game. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't, like, I know it's probably really hard work to make an engine. I know that the engine they're using for Half-Life 2 Episode 3 or Half-Life 3 or whatever the hell that game's going to be called when it comes out, that's what the kind of most of the process all these years has been for that game, is that they've been making a new engine for it. And I mean, it's a lot of work. You got to do a lot of code. You got to hire a lot of people. You got to spend a lot of man hours on it. I get that. It's not easy. But when did Skyrim even come out? 2000 something, right? 2010. I gotta look this up. But there's been so much time to actually make an engine. Release date. I'm very unprepared for this. I apologize. Next time I'll have. So 2011. Next time I'll be more correct. So 2011. So it's been 7 years now since that game came out. So they've had 7 years to do it, which is a lot. About, I would say around the same range as Half-Life has had to make their engine. But what have they been doing this whole time? Oh wait, that's right. They've been going to E3 and re-releasing Skyrim for other consoles. Like, it's just, where are their priorities at? The they so instead of coming out with a game that people have been asking for years, which I get, it takes a long time. So in the last few years, I get if they weren't able to release something, but I mean, come on, do something. Like, what have been the last few years of Bethesda's accomplishments? Really, the last few years they put out Fallout 4, which is a big accomplishment for them. I mean, it's not an amazing game. I enjoy the game. I enjoy the mechanics. I've heard the story. People aren't liking super. People don't like the story as much as they wanted, and replaying it, it's not my favorite story Fallout's ever done. But I mean, whatever. It was a good game. Not too many bugs. It was successful. A lot of people bought it. It was a huge blockbuster that year. But what happened after that? We got a Skyrim card game. We got Skyrim on the Switch. We got Skyrim on VR. We got Skyrim. Or wait, I'm sorry. We had Skyrim on the Wii U. We had Skyrim on the Switch. Or not the Wii U. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about. Apparently, I'm mentally challenged. Um, but then they just had they had Fallout. What am I talking about? They had Elder Scrolls Online, right? What? And then that game wasn't. I mean, it wasn't a flop, but it definitely wasn't as popular as their other games have been. So what are they going to do? I mean, when is this game coming out? Because this game, whatever the one that's coming out next, has to save them. Because I don't know how much money these people get. Obviously, I don't have any access to that information. And I have no way of knowing anything for certain when it comes to their financial situation. But I mean, they can't be doing that well after this game, especially considering so many people are getting refunds, so many people are backing out of buying it. It's just been a huge flop, and I mean, everyone's been talking about it. They've been getting so much public attention because of it. Not good attention either. I mean, they say any attention's good attention, but I mean, not in this case, but not for them, especially with all the years of bugs and everything they've had, it's just kind of starting to pile up on them. So let me ask you this: what happens when the next Elder Scrolls comes out and it's covered in bugs, or it's terrible, or it gets delayed, or it gets lost, or something? I don't know. What if it just implodes on itself or something? I don't know. I mean, hell, anything can happen. It's happened before. It can happen again. So what happens when something bad happens to this next Elder Scrolls and their entire company goes under or something? I don't know. I mean, it's just not a good look for them right now. Um, I don't know. I just think they need to fix something soon, whether it's with this game or with the next Skyrim. I mean, the next Elder Scrolls. I don't know why I keep calling it the next Skyrim. The next Elder Scrolls. I don't know. They got to do something to start pushing some life into their company, because the last few years, ever since Fallout 4 came out, it's just been nothing. They've just been dragging a dead body to every E3. I don't get it. I don't get why they wouldn't put a priority out for putting something new, even something small, that isn't just Skyrim again. Every year, it's become a running joke at this point that all they're doing is re-releasing Skyrim on another console. Even this year, they released Skyrim on Alexa. What the hell? They could be doing anything right now, and that's what they do with the. It's just so depressing. I don't get it. I don't get why a consumer wouldn't pay attention to what their fans want. Fans for years have been wanting something that isn't just Skyrim put out again. So why do they keep doing it? I've never understood how companies can be so blind to what their consumers want. Like, I just don't get it. I'm going to list off some examples right now of companies I can think of off the top of my head that just don't listen to their consumers in terms of what they want or quality assurance or anything like that. Bethesda's one of them, as I've discussed just now. Apple's one of them sometimes. A lot of times people say, hey, we want this feature, we want that feature, we'd like this on the phones, and they just don't care. They don't listen to the public. It's not like it's hidden like a forum back in 2011 of what people want. They say it openly on Twitter to these companies. They say it all the time. When it comes to WWE, WWE is a big example, and I know some people don't know anything about WWE. Put it long story short, WWE's been making decisions for a long time now that only the guy who's running the company really wants to see. It's more of like a fan service to him at this point than it is to the actual fans of the sport, or not the sport, the entertainment, whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna call it whatever I want. But at this point, it's just what he wants. It's not what anybody else wants. So it's people like there was a one wrestler who recently actually got a very terminal illness, so I'm not going to bash on him. But people just didn't like him. People didn't like how the company was presenting him. They just wanted him at the top of the company. They wanted him to be their next big John Cena, which everybody knows John Cena. Some people don't even watch wrestling and they know John Cena. This wrestler, Roman Reigns, they wanted him at the top, and the fans just didn't want it. And normally a company would go, well, crap, okay, it was scrap that. People don't want him as their number one. And then you move on. You find somebody else, or maybe you change the personality of the wrestler so that he's more likable to the people that are watching. That's usually what a normal company would do in any case, in phones, games, anything like that. But not WWE. WWE was like, oh, well, let's just keep pushing him. So for the last, I would say, 3 to 5 years, they've just been pushing this guy endlessly. And it's just so frustrating to see companies blatantly, like in their face, see their consumers say, hey, I don't like what you're doing right now, and just keep doing it. WWE has a different way of getting feedback, in that they don't need to check Twitter or get people to do quality assurance. There's a giant crowd there telling you actively how they feel about what they're seeing right now. And 90% of the time, there's boos. There's always boos. And I'm going to get into a wrestling rant. I'm sorry. I just want to talk about it because I just am bored. And if this isn't a topic you like, I'm sorry. I'll try to glaze by it really quickly. I can't guarantee wrestling is going to come up in the future. But instead of just it being like, oh, okay, let's do something else with him, or let's do this with somebody else, what they started doing is they started digitally removing the boos and putting cheers in instead. Or they would change his eye color. That's right. They would give him blue contact lenses to make him look more like Superman. That's not fake. There's screenshots online of certain posters for events where they changed his eye color, like stuff like that. And then they utilized they had him like meet a Make-A-Wish kid right before a big, or not make, they showed a video of him meeting a Make-A-Wish kid right before a big match where they wanted sympathy for him. How fucked up is that? They're using some kid that wants to go to Make-A-Wish a video of him like shaking his hand right before a match, so that you'll be like, oh, maybe he's not so bad of a guy. Maybe I will cheer for him in this match. How scummy of a person do you have to be to look at that and think that that's a good idea? But granted, they've done that this whole time, but it's never been about um it's never been about, when they show those videos, it's never been about, hey, look how good this person's character is. Look how cool this person is because they're doing that. Hey, you should cheer for this guy because he's shaking the hand of a cancer child. No, what it's always been is it's always just been an act of kindness that WWE's done. They'll show these videos in groups of multiple people showing up. I mean, sure, maybe on YouTube sometimes they'll upload videos of like John Cena meeting somebody who has a terminal illness, but they'll never show that before somebody's match. Or maybe they would. I don't know. They just shouldn't. I'll say that they shouldn't do that to earn sympathy points for a face that's about to go wrestle somebody. You shouldn't do that because you're blatantly exploiting those people for people to cheer for that wrestler. That's not how you should do that. That's not how anybody should do anything. If you want to show that in some sort of commercial break, maybe of a wrestler meeting somebody like that, I can get that. There's segment breaks where you can show that, or you can even show that, I don't know, the beginning of the night, not right before the match. That's not how it works. You shouldn't be. That's not how you should be running a company. I don't know. I won't stay on wrestling too long. I know not everybody cares. Um, but I will say that I just think it's scummy. I don't know. Sometimes companies just don't know how to listen to their audience, and I don't understand how that's possible. I don't understand in the time we live in, with where social media, everybody just voices their opinions all the time. The people will throw their opinions at you when you're a company. You should know what people think of your product. You should know um, how people view your product. I don't understand how companies like Bethesda, Apple, just companies in general will sit there and see that people don't like what they're doing and be like, oh well, you know what, this is fine. Let's just keep doing this. YouTube, for example, I don't understand, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about saying this on a YouTube platform, but I don't care. I don't understand how YouTube can possibly sit there and see the type of backlash they get from some of the stuff they've been doing lately and still think it's okay. It's not like this is a hard platform to find people's opinions on. Just search the word YouTube, and 90% of the time you'll see videos of people complaining about the current state of YouTube. It's just how it is. It's not hard to find opinions here. This is the website of opinions. How does YouTube keep coming on here and uploading the kind of stuff they do, or talking about the kind of stuff they do, or putting in the policies they do, and not see how people are angry about that? How do they not see that? How does YouTube keep functioning the way it is and not see that it is on fire and that it is burning to the ground? How does it not see that? Especially, and I won't understand this. I won't understand if YouTube sees right now that YouTube Rewind 2018, which is full of creators that nobody knows, full of topics that people didn't want to see, and not full of the people that people have been actually watching for the last few years. And I get if they don't put PewDiePie on there. He's been really controversial lately, which I'm not going to put my opinions on because I don't care at this point. But like YouTubers, I don't even know. Even Rice Gum didn't get on there, and I mean, I'm not a fan of Rice Gum, but in the last few years they haven't been putting him on because of the crap he's been saying. But I mean, at least people know who he is. What did they get Swoozy on there? I do like that they put a segment where animators submitted their part. I get that. I like that. A lot of those people aren't super big. They're popular on YouTube, but I mean, they're not big or anything. So it was nice to see that, I guess. But I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about having small YouTubers represented on there that nobody cares about. Did you tell, like, can you even tell me a single YouTuber on there you knew? I knew Swoozy. I knew Casey Neistat. I knew, I think Jenna Marbles was on there maybe or something. That's about it. There was nobody, or Ninja. I saw Ninja on there, but I mean, is he even a YouTuber? He's more of a Twitch streamer. Sometimes on YouTube, but I mean, really, like, can he even count? And then not only that, they do a whole segment, and they've done it. They did it last year too. They do a whole segment where they congratulate people for mental health and LGBTQ. And I get that those are important things, and they should be talked about. They should be brought up there and go, look how cool these people are. But I don't know, just the way they framed it, just the way they talked about it in that video is just so disgusting. Just so like, look how great our platform is that we host these people that have these problems. Good job, you guys. Even though we're going to demonetize you guys for putting those videos up in the first place. If you put anything about suicide or depression whatsoever on YouTube, that stuff gets demonetized. And yet, you should be proud of that. You should be proud that that's on YouTube and that you're talking about that. Good for you. I'm so glad you're strong. Sorry, though, your video is demonetized. How is that fair? How is that cool? How is that something that should be put on YouTube and that YouTube can put on YouTube and be like, hey, look at this thing, guys. We support people who are being demonetized. We support LGBTQ people, even though sometimes we demonetize their videos just for having stuff like that in the title. We support people of race, even though if you put race in the title, sometimes it'll just get demonetized. We support you, though. Don't worry about it. It's just so scummy. I don't get how people can sit here that work at YouTube and think this is an okay thing to do. And I think what'll really stick it to them is their video, YouTube Rewind 2018. If you guys don't know, is currently the most disliked video on YouTube of 2018. But how do you get to that point? And they have to see that and start reevaluating. If they, I wouldn't understand them looking at their video becoming the most disliked video on YouTube. They don't have to make a statement. I don't care about statements, but I couldn't see a reality and where a company sees something like that and doesn't act on it. I wouldn't understand it. I wouldn't understand a company looking at the fact that their video they just published of people they don't know or people that people don't know that have never been represented on YouTube before that nobody cares about on topics they don't care about exploiting mental illness and whatever um that's gotten the most dislikes of any video on YouTube ever since Justin Bieber's Baby, which I don't even know. I think that was just a hate campaign, really. But the most disliked video on YouTube. How would you see that as a YouTube executive and go, well, let's just keep doing it that way? And I think where the change really started was 2017. If you go back to YouTube Rewind 2012 to 2016, there weren't problems. It was, I mean, there were problems, but I mean, it wasn't this bad. It was never this bad. The YouTube Rewind of 2012 to 2016 was just nice. You knew everybody on there. You knew the jokes they made. You knew all of it. It was a nice feeling watching those videos. You felt nice seeing people that you knew hanging out with other people you knew and doing funny jokes and memes that you enjoyed throughout the year and whatever. And I mean, sure, it was a little mainstream on YouTube's part, but I mean, they pulled it off, man. They got the big ones. They got the big names. They got celebrities on there sometimes. It was good. It was nice. And it was fun to watch. And I still watch those YouTube rewinds sometimes because there's so much that I miss from those times and so much stuff that I like to look back on. And that's what these should be. These should be an actual summary of the year and some of the summaries of the things that people have experienced. And I just don't know. I don't know what's going on. Ever since 2017, if you go back and watch the 2017 one, Jake and Logan Paul are on there back when they were on their peak. The fidget spinners were everywhere, and they were just like cringy things that people didn't like. I mean, sure, they were popular things, but that doesn't mean they're things that people like. YouTube Rewind was special because people liked what they were watching, and they liked the things that they were putting in those YouTube Rewinds. That's why people loved them so much and put so much attention in them. And I just don't understand. I think it's so weird because once the adpocalypse showed up, I know why they're doing this, and it's a tried and true tale. Once the apocalypse started and YouTube started becoming more advertiser friendly and started demonetizing people back when 2017, that's when all this started because they wanted to be more advertiser friendly. They want more money. They don't care about how you feel watching things or how creators feel when they get demonetized. They don't care. They know you're going to watch videos. They know that when you watch videos, you're going to watch the ads and they're going to get the ad revenue. They don't care. They still get money. Their website is in flames, but it doesn't matter. And I think what needs to happen is YouTube needs to have a wake-up call. And I think that they really need to have somebody come out of the woodworks and be like, hey, here's a new video streaming site. We don't care what you put on there. Blah, 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 whatever. What they've been doing the past few years has been destroying their site and destroying their reputation. And sure, it's advertiser friendly. Sure, Pepsi's going to sponsor you in the end. Or sure, Washington Times is going to, or Washington Post, I mean, is going to advertise you and be like, YouTube's doing okay. But I just don't understand at what cost are you willing to do that? At the cost of the people who actually enjoy your website, at the cost of the people whose this is their livelihood now. I mean, sure, it's not smart to quit your job and whatever to make money on the internet. It's never a good thing. If I make money on the internet, I'll still do a job. I've never understood that mentality that you should do this for a living, especially when it's very unstable as it is now. PewDiePie needs to be getting a second job. Markiplier needs to be getting a second job because this shouldn't be your livelihood, and it's most likely not going to be. It's a mess, and YouTube is not willing to fix it. YouTube is not willing to sit down and reevaluate their platform because they don't care. Why should they? They're still going to make money either way. you stupid idiots are still going to watch the same videos they want you to, and you're still going to click, you're still going to watch. And it's just, YouTube's going to keep doing it. And nobody's going to stop them unless YouTube gets some sort of wake-up call, somebody else goes into management. The management they have now, I don't know what the lady's name is, but she's just failing in every way, shape, or form. Ever since she's taken over, it's just been pathetic. It's been a horrible excuse of a company ever since then. And it's really showed, again, during the apocalypse and during all that stuff, during the PewDiePie thing, which, I don't care about any of that. You guys are going to throw me under the bus, and this is going to get shown to me someday in the future. But the whole thing with PewDiePie was just so ridiculous. I'm not going to get into it, but whatever. Just my whole point is that YouTube is going under, and they don't even see it. They're at the front of the boat, and the back is sinking, and they're not going to see it until eventually they're neck deep in water. They're just not going to see it coming. Eventually, their site's going to be defunct. Somebody else is going to make something that's better. Everybody's going to go over there, and YouTube's just going to be a forgotten name because they've decided that where they're at now is fine, and they don't care about their users or their creators. If you create on YouTube, you are not cared about. YouTube does not care about you. Oh, that was a rant. I just wanted to get that out. I don't even know where that came from, but yeah, it's just so scummy. YouTube used to be a place where I went on to see stuff that I enjoyed, or I had aspirations when I was younger that one day I'd be a famous YouTuber or something. But that stuff gets killed off when you see even big people are getting thrown under the bus. PewDiePie was the biggest YouTuber, or most subscribed YouTuber ever in history. I mean, sure, T-Series eventually might surpass him. I think they will. I am very certain that they will, unless somehow YouTube takes him off the platform. But it's just, I mean, PewDiePie is the biggest YouTuber in the world, and look what's happened to him. He's under such a microscope that he gets run over anytime he says something, even controversial in the slightest. But he's always said controversial stuff. He used to make rape jokes, but again, he's apologized for those things. Back when he had a couple 100,000 subscribers, I think, he made rape jokes, and somebody pointed out, hey, listen, I'm not comfortable with that. And he said, I'm sorry, I won't do them anymore. And he hasn't done it anymore. He's not an unreasonable person. He just says the stupidest things ever because he's under this microscope now. He's a celebrity. Everybody knows him. PewDiePie is a household name. So when he says something, it gets talked about. Whether it's controversial, whether it's small, whether it's big, it gets talked about. Everybody and their mother talks about it. Did you hear PewDiePie said the N-word? Oh, my gosh. And I think that's a bad thing. I think the N-word is a thing that has a lot of history. But when it's not used in a racist context like that, and when he's a stupid idiot anyways, like, who cares? Why are things made such a big deal of at this point? We're in a culture where anything that happens is made a big deal of. And again, I don't know if this is going to make me a conservative or an alt-righter. I don't even know what this makes me. But I just don't understand why people let words hurt so much over actions. I don't understand why people will see somebody say something, and because it's hurt their feelings so bad, they are on a rampage and are willing to get that person taken off of a platform because they don't agree with their points of view or they said something that offended them. I don't understand that. It's a mindset that we've developed as a culture, and it's a terrible mindset. We are at a point where anything can offend us, or anything can frustrate us, or if it offends us or frustrates us, it shouldn't be there. For example, this is a very recent example of something, and it hasn't even gotten that big, but a lot of people, even people who usually say, oh yeah, stuff like this is problematic, even they're like, yeah, no, this is stupid. This needs to not be talked about. I think it's the Huffington Post. They did some sort of article or video or whatever on how problematic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is. And they point out how all the characters in it are bullying. That's the point, though. But they're so offended by that. They look back on it and go, they're so mean to him. But that's the point. I don't even understand, even in a mindset of somebody who's easily offended, easily triggered, or whatever you want to say, even a mindset like that, I couldn't understand seeing that and thinking that. Who is at the Huffington Post and seeing that and being like, oh yeah, that's really problematic, guys. We need to get rid of that. Who is thinking that? I don't understand it. I don't understand how you can sit there and make an article like that and think that's okay. And then another thing that's stupid, and even people who are in those communities think it's stupid, how there's an article that says that Santa should be gender neutral or female. Why? What does it matter? Who cares? No one's ever had a problem with it. No one's ever seen Santa Claus and thought, oh man, I wish Santa Claus represented my gender. Who cares? Really? Who does? Maybe it's because I'm an evil white male. I don't know what it is. And again, I'm going to get thrown under the bus for saying a lot of this, but I don't care what people think of me. I really don't. I make stuff and I talk about stuff and I just do my job and I do my schoolwork. If people think I suck because of the things I think, then who cares? Who cares about them? People have different opinions of me all the time. I don't think they suck. People think that the mascot of my school should be changed because he's a or the what even is it? I can't even remember. Um, it's something. It's something that's apparently offensive that killed Christians and Jews, but I can't think of the name of it. And they think it should be removed. I don't, but I don't think they're terrible people because they don't think that. I don't think that people who have awful, sometimes people think evil opinions are bad people because of those opinions. Some of those people even have decent topics besides from that. They just have different opinions than you. Whether they're negative different opinions or positive different opinions, it doesn't matter. People have different opinions. That's what's great about the society we live in, or the society that people say we live in America. That the fact that we have free speech, we can have so many different ideas, and we've come to a point now we're not allowed to have different ideas. If you don't have one idea that everybody else has, if you're not a part of the hive mind that exists right now, then it's bad. And I'm not going to say it's feminist or whatever because people put that on feminists. I don't know why, or SJWs. I don't understand those terminologies. It is everyone as a culture that we've come together in this group hive mind of we don't want negativity or everything has to be PC or anything like that. And I don't get that. I don't understand why speech should be censored or something should be removed because they hurt people's feelings. If you don't like those things, don't actively search out for those. And I get that's easier said than done, but it really is that simple. If you see things all the time on social media that you really don't like, why do you keep pursuing those things? I think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people will look at other people's opinions just to get angry. And I've never understood that. People look in things that exist just to be angry. People will watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and search actively to be like, how can I be angry about this? How can I post this and make people angry about it? And I just don't get the mindset that we have at this point. It is such an evil, not evil, I'm not going to say evil, I'll take that back. It's just such a negative mindset, and we've been living in it for the past few years, and it's just festering. Everybody hates everything. And we've always said stuff that we should be an inclusive group of people. That's what PC is supposed to mean. But then we turn around and say Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is problematic, or something should be gender neutral. When in reality, it doesn't affect the people who it isn't aimed towards. The whole thing that happened a few years ago, and I don't even know if it's a real thing or not. The whole freshman thing should be first year because men is in the thing. Like, what's the deal with that? What's the deal with stuff like that happening and people thinking that's acceptable? I'm not a conservative. I don't even know if I'm a liberal per se. I just know that it's there's stupid sides to every argument, and that is the stupid side of the PC argument. I think things are offensive to people, and I can understand that, and I can understand wanting help for that or wanting a place where you're not dealing with that, and I get that. But I don't understand making it so that that has to be other people's spaces. I don't understand going on Twitter and saying that Twitter shouldn't have this or Twitter shouldn't have that. I don't understand that. I don't understand why if you just don't want to deal with those things, maybe there's ways to mute words on Twitter, or if you don't like a certain person, there's ways to block people on Twitter. There's ways to avoid those things. If I see things I don't like on Twitter, I just don't engage in it. I just don't look at it. I'm just like, oh, that sucks for like 2 seconds, and then I move on with my life because it's not that important. It shouldn't consume my everyday life. That Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer got bullied, and that's a negative impression on kids. It shouldn't affect my viewpoint that my mascot might have been offensive, or might be something that's offensive. It shouldn't matter. But it does, and I'm sorry I got political tonight, and I get that that's not something that people always want to talk about or see. But I just have never understood people actively searching out those things and then being angry that they had to see them. I don't understand that. We're at a point now where people want to be angry. They do. You can say you don't want to be offended and you don't want to be angry. You don't want to see these things because you're going to be angry, but you do because you are. You look for things in things that don't happen. You look for stuff that doesn't exist, and you make a problem out of it. And it's been a thing that's been happening ever since like 2016. I just don't understand it. I don't understand the mindset that, oh, this offends me, so it shouldn't exist. How does that make it? I want you to imagine that back when if you ever got bullied or you ever got insulted by somebody, I want you to imagine that you have a bully, right? And he makes you upset, and he says things that makes you uncomfortable. Should he say those things? No. Should you tell somebody? Yes, you should. He's not a good person for saying those things. No. But what I don't think is the solution is he shouldn't exist. That's not the exact same analogy. I'm terrible at making analogies, but it's along the lines. It's along the same lines of if you don't like something, it shouldn't exist. That doesn't make any sense. If you don't like a movie, that doesn't mean it shouldn't exist. If something makes you uncomfortable in a movie or in a TV show or something like that, I don't understand the logic of, oh, that shouldn't be there. I don't want that there. I'm going to campaign that it shouldn't be there. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not going to keep going on this topic because I know it's not something that everybody wants to listen to, but I've just never understood why people want to be angry and want to be upset about something. I don't know. I'm going to take a minute to take a drink because I really dried out my throat yelling about that. So yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion on. And if you want to know my opinion on politics, I don't know. I like to listen to every side. I really do. I listen to. Um, I think I'm more left winged or liberal than I am conservative. I've taken a couple like of those government like what's your political leaning quizzes. I mean, they're not always accurate. I mean, sometimes you just feel one way. Than you do another sometimes on certain issues, but that doesn't mean you will actually feel that way on in real life. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But I would say I'm more liberal in some things. I think, although I think a lot of people seeing my opinions on like Twitter or what I just talked about might think I'm conservative or right winged or anything like that. I don't know. I don't know what I am. I just know that I think every opinion is interesting. I think I like listening to what people think, even if they're what other people think consider negative. A lot of people think the right is super evil, and I've never understood that. But then you go on the right, and they think that the left is evil. You know, I mean, it's just been a tried and true tale that people think that all the time that somebody with a different opinion than them is evil. But I don't even think that. I think that everybody has a different opinion on things. I think that everybody has the right to have a different opinion on things, and I think that the healthy way to filter those things is to debate them. And I really do think that. But I think we've gotten to a point where instead of debating them or talking about them, we've gotten to a point where we just say those people are evil or those people are terrible people because they don't believe in this. But I mean, just because Republicans don't believe in certain things that Democrats do, or left wing people don't believe in certain things that right wing people do, doesn't mean either side is evil. It just means they have different opinions. No opinion is right or morally correct. That's why it's an opinion. I've never understood why people think that one thing is right over the other, one thing is morally correct over the other. Some people just have different morals. Maybe to your standards, not accepting gay marriage is, and I do agree that with that gay marriage is something that I support because I think it is a right that people should have. But some people just don't have those ideas or morals. That doesn't mean they're immoral or they're bad people. They just don't line up with that. But I can understand not liking people that don't like or like thinking that people who don't like gay people are immoral. I can understand that, I guess. But again, it's the same thing of they just have different morals. Um, should they not? I don't know what reason they would have for it besides just we've lived in a weird society for a long time now, and I know I sound like the gangweed meme, but we've just lived in a society for a while now where uh, it's put in our code that homosexuality is something you should be ashamed of or angry about or whatever. But I don't think it is. And again, if you see older people don't agree with gay marriage or anything like that, it's just because that's how they're taught, and that's not an excuse. Some people who are taught that gay marriage is bad keep, especially even boomers sometimes, they don't believe that. So that doesn't mean that if you learn that from childhood that you have to follow along with that or that's an excuse. But I mean, cut some people some slack. Some people who believe that have been in church for a very long time, and churches have said that those are bad things. And I mean, I don't think they are, even though I'm a Christian. But I mean, you can't hate other people for having different opinions. It's where it becomes a problem where they treat you differently because of it. That's where I understand where people are treated differently because or treated negatively I'll say negatively because differently is something different, and I don't want to talk about that tonight. But if you're treated negatively because of those things, like I get that. But I don't know. I think I'm just kind of drifting off into whatever. I don't really know. I'm just kind of rambling, and that's really what this was supposed to be, is just random rambling. So yeah. Um I think I'm gonna talk to some people, and I'm gonna see if anybody wants to come on to the stream. Um yeah. I wanna see if anybody wants to come on. So I think I'm gonna go silent for uh I'll say until like 12:30 EST. So 13 minutes. Um I'm just gonna pause my mic and everything, and I'm just gonna go dark for a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can play some music. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. That's the keyword here. Okay, let me try. Okay, I guess it kind of is. I don't know if it's like through my speaker or what it is. Um, okay, I guess it kind of is. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I'm not gonna just leave on music through my speaker. That's dumb. Um, how do I turn that off? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pause it for a bit. Um, I'm gonna say 15, 30 minutes. So go grab a drink if you're watching. Um, get a snack or something. I don't know. I I, I want to talk about more light topics when I come back. I just sometimes like to rant about political stuff. When we come back, I don't know. I might do some Q&A stuff. Maybe just talk about maybe some shows I've been watching. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to do. So sit tight, and I will be back shortly. All right, I'm back. I'm gonna put my status as active again. Okay. Welcome back. Hope you got your snack and whatever you wanted to get. Um, I'm gonna try to take a more lax approach to the other half of this. Um, hold on 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm talking to somebody about possibly showing up as a guest, a good friend of mine. So I'm just gonna continue on. I think he might join later tonight, but we'll see. I'm not gonna promise anything because every time I do, it doesn't actually happen. So. But yeah, I want to take a more lax approach. Last time I got kind of political and whatever, but I want to chill out a bit, talk about some funny or fun topics or whatever, and not get so heated. I don't think. I don't know. So things that happened today. I believe Steven Universe premiered today, which was really big. I don't actually know what the reception on that was because I didn't actually get any real feedback on Twitter, which is usually where I get a lot of feedback from a lot of things from. And I didn't get anything about Steven Universe the whole time, so I don't know if it was good. I don't know if anybody watched it. It's I just got a comment. It is currently 12:31 where I'm at, so um, yeah, that's what it is right here. I don't have anything to do in the morning, so I just thought it'd be nice to just kind of hang out and talk. But anyways, Steven Universe happened today. I don't know what the viewer reception was. I don't know if any of you guys watched it. Tell me. Um, but I don't know. I was a fan of Steven Universe at the beginning and a little bit in the middle, and I've kind of lost interest. But I'm sure there's people who still like it. Um, or a little bit less recent than that, Voltron Legendary Defenders season 8 came out, and that was the final season of the series. Fun fact: that series has had um, let me think, 8 seasons in the 2 years it's ran. So that's at least 4 seasons a year, which is insane to me. Um, it is insane. I can't imagine the production on that. I hope they had some done ahead of time. Um, but yeah, that happened recently. I've heard the season or series finale is very emotional and touching. I won't spoil any of the stuff I know. I don't watch the series. I just know a lot of the stuff that happened at the end. Um, but yeah, I just thought I would mention that because it's really cool. I've seen the beginning of the series. I would watch it if I were you guys. But yeah, let's see what else. I think I wanted to talk a bit about the Tumblr situation that also happened recently and why they did it. I don't think a lot of people know why Tumblr actually did their NSFW purge that they did. And if you've been on the internet at all within the last few days, you'll know that Tumblr did a huge purge of all their NSFW stuff, and that's common knowledge by now. Any of you watching probably know that at this point, but what you might not know is the reason why. Some of you might not. And the big reason why is that for a very long time, Apple has not been letting Tumblr have their app on the App Store. And the reason for that is because of all the NSFW boards. It's very easy for, let's say, a 12 or 13-year-old who's very curious at his age or her age or whatever age, to look up that stuff. And I mean, it's as simple as just saying your age is 18 to get into those things. So I can understand why they tried to do it, but wouldn't a better solution be to find a way to separate those things or to block those things better? I don't know. Maybe having some questions about stuff that happened 10 years ago that would stump an 8-year old, or I don't know. um, but I think there are better ways to do it than they did. But I mean, hey, it's their website, it's their whatever. But a lot of people have left, and the reason why they did it is because the iTunes App Store has not let Tumblr have their app on the platform because of all the NSFW stuff on there. So Tumblr decided they were tired of doing that. They wanted to be on the Apple App Store. So they did this whole purge of all their NSFW stuff, and it worked. On December 17th, aka today, or technically yesterday, since it's midnight now, they got officially put on the Apple App Store. What that means for them in the future, I don't know. A lot of their fan base actually left, or big quotation marks fan base, their users, whatever. A lot of them actually left the site because of that and moved to Twitter. I don't think Facebook. I think a lot of them just went to Twitter. Maybe Reddit. I don't know. I think it's Twitter though. Twitter's like the safe haven right now for people getting their stuff shut down, but I don't think it will be for long. And I'll talk about that at some point. I just think it's funny watching the entire site crumble. I don't know. It's weird. It's like even their some people might have seen this, but even their like message announcing that it was happening got striked. Some people posted like their SFW art being marked. I don't know if they're doing it by tag or if they're doing it by pixel color. Because my theory is it's if they see anything, if the computer, because it is computer generated, and I know that for a fact. But if the computer sees any like certain color or something, they'll like mark it for review. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I've just seen like I've just seen like a picture of an action figure handing Batman hot dogs on a plate. Uh, I saw that got striked off really fast. Um, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of the phallic shape of hot dogs. I don't know what it is. I know a friend of mine, not even really a friend, just somebody I follow. I know a lot of their art, like their SFW art, got taken off. They don't even like do NSFW stuff or anything like that. A lot of their stuff got marked for or got flagged, and I don't get that. That's weird, right? Like it's I don't even know what their system is. I don't know what they're trying to do, like what automated system they're using or what it's doing specifically. It's just so weird. I don't know. I don't know why it would target this thing's targets, but it's just so weird. I don't know. If you look up online all the different things that have been taken off of their site because of whatever filter they're using, it's just so weird. Oh man, I don't know. It's such a weird like thing. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. But again, I don't uh I don't have a problem with it. Like, I get wanting your site to be more SFW. I mean, hell, that's what YouTube did. Uh, but I don't get going the same route as YouTube of just flagging everything. I don't know. It's so weird. But it's also weird to me how, I know why it is, but it's just still weird to me that something like that can happen to YouTube, which it did a couple years ago. The Adpocalypse, the first one, where they'll punish people for their content if it's not advertiser friendly. Um, but people didn't leave there, and I know why that is, but it's still weird to me. And the reason why is because there's no competitor sites to YouTube. What are you going to go to Vimeo or Dailymotion? Like people don't go on there. Sure, stuff gets uploaded to those sites, but I mean, is anybody actually going to go there um, to watch stuff? Like, I don't think so. But I think that's what needs to happen. Is YouTube needs to have a competitor, and soon, because YouTube just has this endless stream of people coming in every day, and it makes sense. But I just don't. Um, it's damaging the site more that's helping. And I know that sounds weird, but if you don't have competition, then you don't have anything to outdo in terms of quality. So YouTube's already at the top. They're done. They don't have any more climbs. There's no more sites that are going to beat YouTube. YouTube's a household name. Nothing's going to beat YouTube at the current state. So when it gets to that point, you get lazy. If you're the best swimmer in the world, for example, Michael Phelps was considered the best swimmer in the world for a while. Do you think that guy, when he heard that, was practicing anymore? He's like, I'm the best swimmer in the world. I don't have to practice anymore. But eventually, people are going to get better than you. But for that time, you're going to get lazy. You're just going to go with the motions, and that's not how you should run a social media or you should run a video platform. But it's how YouTube runs it because they don't have any competition. Tumblr, I don't know what they're doing, but they have competition and they have standards to live up to, compared to like Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, but Twitter being like their closest resemblance. But I mean, even they have something to bounce it off of. Twitter has competition, and so they try big quotation marks try to be better than that competition, and that's what makes sites usually good is that they have things to bounce ideas off of. Or, this didn't work for them, so I guess I shouldn't do that. But YouTube doesn't have that. So I think when something comes up, and it's going to, I know it's going to. In the future, if some other site comes up, I don't know, let's say videos.com. I don't know the name of it. I'm not a website designer. But if something comes up in the future that's much better of an option, people are going to go there. And the advantage that those people are going to have is they'll see what YouTube is doing doesn't work, so they won't do it. You see what I'm saying? Because YouTube, for some reason, doesn't want to learn its lesson. YouTube won't look at what they're doing and try to see what the flaw is. They'll just keep going because again, they don't care. Their quality has sunk. Their what am I trying to think of? Their bar has lowered for them, so they just don't care. Their expectations are lowered because they know people are going to watch regardless. Their website has been inflamed for the past 2 years, and people are still watching. YouTube is still one of the #1 sites in the U.S. and the world mostly, but their website is on fire, and it just shows that once you get to the top, it's very easy to get lazy. And I think that's where YouTube's at right now. YouTube's become so advertiser friendly, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there is at the expense of your creators. And I'm not going to go back into that rant again. But yeah, I don't know. Tumblr, I don't know if they're going to go under because of this. It's a possibility. I mean, I think at this point they're just trying to drive off as many people as they can. I don't know what they're doing. I don't think it's bad to not want NSFW content on your site, but I think it's bad that some people who aren't that get punished, or like, I don't know, people who that's their like source of income. I don't know. It's so weird. But yeah, that's the whole Tumblr thing. It was a weird thing that happened. Where they go from here, I don't know. I don't even know if they can go anywhere from here really. It sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. Tumblr's advertiser friendly now. There's nothing wrong with that, but it just means that now that they've gotten to this point, I don't think they really want to go back. Like, why would you want to go back to not having your app in the App Store? Um, so yeah, Tumblr has lost a lot of their traffic. Um, will it ever come back? Maybe if they put better rules in or a better filter in. Um, and maybe the solution should be with the user itself instead of the entire site. Maybe it should be the user has to go through more in order to be verified. Maybe they have to, I don't know, send something, not an ID. I don't want to say an ID because that could be leaked eventually, but send something that verifies that they're 18, and then there you go. I mean, that's more content for you. Um, there's ways to make it easier to or safer to surf Tumblr than just getting rid of it. It's so weird. I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But yeah. What do I want to talk about? I guess I want to talk about. Let's see. Does anybody have topics they want me to talk about? I can talk about something small real quick if you guys want. I'm open to suggestions. I'll wait just a second for the chat to catch up, and if anybody wants to do any topics specifically, I will, or even try to talk to specific people. That's fine. If not, it's cool. I'm just gonna talk about the other few things and see if this person will come on, and if not, I'll do my closing statements. So feel free to throw out some suggestions while I try to talk to this person about joining. So. Have you ever heard of Homestuck? Yeah, yes, I have. Um, I've heard of the fandom of Homestuck, and I know that's what a lot of people say, but that's really it. I know the fandom of it. I don't know the story behind it. I've been interested in reading it at some point, just because I've heard, besides from the cringy fandom, it has some good writing and it has some good animations. Um, I've definitely heard of it. I don't know much about it. I know it involves trolls, and I know that each of them is, I don't know, each of them is different in a way. I mean, every character is, but I also know that the fans would go to conventions and spit in buckets. I know that people who do the makeup didn't know how to correctly conceal, like make it so that the paint wouldn't come off all the time, so it would go all over the place in conventions, and eventually, gray body paint got banned from conventions. I know that much, but again, a lot of what I know is based off of the fandom and not the actual comic itself. So that's why I've been interested lately in reading into it, just because I want to see what it's actually about, what all the hubbub is about. Um, I do know that uh, I think it's Toby Fox. Is that his name? The guy who made Undertale. I know he was one of the music developers for Homestuck, which is pretty cool. I think it shows that you never know who could rise to fame. I think that's really cool. Um, but do I know anything about Homestuck? I don't know. I know that there's trolls. I know that the whole initial premise was that the main character, which is supposed to be you, or I don't know, wants plays a game of Friends and it goes wrong. That's about all I know really. Will I read it in the future? Maybe. Maybe I'll even do a stream on it. I don't know. I think in the future I want to do a stream of reading bad fan fictions. I can even do that tonight, honestly. If I get some people that actually want to watch, or maybe some friends of mine who want to join, um, I might do something like that tonight. Because I got a lot of time to kill. I don't have a lot of topics, but I have some fun stuff we can do. So maybe that's something I'll do. Maybe if you guys like get together some of the cringiest fan fictions tonight that you can think of, I'll read a couple of them. um, but yeah, uh, that's pretty much everything for that topic. Yeah, I've heard it's slow at the start. The site itself is kind of hard to navigate, I guess, because it's also the home for not only his forum for it, but also music videos and games for it, and then it's also home to like three other web comics, and then his, and then it's also home to that Hive Swap thing. I don't know if that's a game or a comic, but it's supposed to be a sequel to Homestuck. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about it. I haven't gone to the site. I haven't really done anything yet. Um, I don't know. I've just heard about it. I'm interested in seeing it at some point or looking into it. I might someday, maybe soon. Again, just to see what the hubbub is about. But I mean, other than that, that's about all I know about it, really. I know that I know that my sister is into it, but I won't talk too much about that. I won't embarrass her on here. It's her birthday after all. So, which by the way, go tell her happy birthday. Her Twitter's at Hamilholic. I think HAMILHOLIC. I think so. So you should go say happy birthday to her for me. Um, yeah, sometimes um, it might be easier. People do dubs of that kind of stuff all the time, so that might be a better option for you. Um, I don't know. I like listening to audiobooks sometimes, or like people um, dub like dub books, not dub books, dub manga and stuff like that. I think stuff like that's fun to listen to. But I think part of the fun of reading stuff is that you make up voices in your head, and so you don't have a predetermined like, oh, it should sound like this compared to this voice actor that I listen to. Um, I like reading things like that just because it gives me more time to do. I don't know. Plus, to me, like I like reading things because it takes up less time than just watching something. I think I'm somewhat of a fast reader, so that's just my opinion on that. I don't know, but that would probably be a good idea if you have trouble navigating the site or just don't like reading. Probably a good idea would be doing something like that. So that's what I want to do to like some of the older like books with older language on, only because it's hard to grasp what they're talking about, and so it's easier if you listen to somebody else say it. I think I don't know. It's weird like that. Um, yeah. Any other topics? I'll give another like 60 seconds for people to respond because I have the chat on slow mode right now, and then I have the stream on slow mode, so everything's a bit delayed. Just because if not, you wouldn't be able to actually get any of what I'm saying correct, like with good quality. So yeah, I'll wait a minute and see if I get any more responses. If not, I'll go on to what I was going to talk about. Okay. I'm probably gonna take the silence as a suggestion that I don't have any topics. If one pops up in the middle of me talking, then I'll do it. Um, but for now, I'm just gonna talk about what I was gonna talk about, and then maybe we'll go back to something. Um, let's see. So two things I want to talk about specifically tonight are well, one thing big is projects I'm working on. I don't want to harp on it too long, just in case you aren't interested. But one thing is like I'm working on Bullets still, and for those people that don't know, although I talk about it all the time, so I don't know how you wouldn't. Um, Bullets is a web series that made myself, and I write it out on Wattpad and whatever. Um, and the basic description is there's two main characters. One of them has my name, which don't ask. I don't know. I was young when I started it, or when I like started making the concept. I mean, um, and they're two like government agents, and they're fighting a terrorist group. And it turns out there's a bigger terrorist group that might be a bigger threat. And it's actually some backstory. It's something I've been making since I don't know. I was 8, 10, something like that. It's something that I thought about. Like I have really bad ADHD, as you can tell by the way I talk. So when I was younger, the way I dealt with that was um, I made like fake TV shows in my head, and I know that sounds crazy, but it's like it's basically just imagining that a show exists, except it doesn't. It's in your head. Um, and I now sound like a crazy person, so I apologize for that. But I would just play those out in my head and make a story out of it, and I did. I made a really long story, and I did it for about 8 years, and then I decided, hey, why don't I just write this out somewhere? Because I wanted people to know it existed. I thought it was a good idea, and I know that sounds like I'm bragging, but I'm really not. I think it's a good story. I don't think it should come from me. I think it should come from somebody who's much more qualified to do those things. Maybe a comic artist or something, um, but because I have no artistic talent whatsoever. But yeah, I really enjoy making it. If you guys ever want to look at it or support me on it, it's on Wattpad. It's called Bullets. It's on my Twitter. It's going to be on my YouTube soon. Um, that's something that I am really passionate about, and so if you want to support me, I would really love if you read that because it is something I'm super proud of, and I really love. Even if people don't end up reading it at the end of the day, it's still something that I was proud of myself for making. So I don't know. I just wanted to mention that. And then the other thing I want to mention is the horror game that I'm talking about. I'm actually working with somebody who's watching the stream right now, or going to be working. Sorry, going to be working with somebody on the stream that's on the stream now on it. It's basically going to be a horror game. In the basic premise, I decided somebody gave me the advice to just do a 2 sentence summary. Um, for like development purposes, so that everybody can add their own input into what it should be. But essentially, it'll be a lot like Silent Hill, and a lot like Cry Fear, where a guy wakes up in an abandoned facility, or just a facility in general, not even abandoned. He won't know what it is. Won't know where he is. All he has is a flashlight, going around seeing monsters everywhere. Blah blah blah. Fun stuff like that. Um, and I have a good feeling about it. I'm gonna try to get some people together, like 3D artists and stuff like that, modelers, animators, music composers, stuff like that. Um, and I really want to get working on it, and I hope that it happens soon. I don't know if it will. Maybe it won't. Maybe it will. But I know it's possible. I know with good direction, good writing, and good effort from everybody, that it could work out. If it turns into something that we're really passionate about and we actually want to make, I'll start some sort of Kickstarter or Indiegogo or something, so that number one, I can buy the licenses to all the software we're going to use so we can sell it, and number two, so that I can actually pay the people that are working with me, which I think would be really great if I could pay those people with either Kickstarter money or with the money when the game actually comes out. That's the big thing. I don't know if I'm going to make it paid. I hope it's something that people enjoy, and hopefully it's something that can also benefit the people who are making the game too. So it's just something. Keep me keep looking on my YouTube or my Twitter. I might talk about it from time to time. Because I do want it to be something that actually comes to fruition. I don't know too much about it yet. That's why I'm gonna try to get people together and start discussing it. But yeah, that's what that is. Um, what else? What else? It would be something I'd want, but and it's gonna sound dumb, and I've talked about this before about other things, but I don't know if somebody would be able to work with me to make it a web comic or something like that. That would be amazing, honestly. But I would say that yeah, no, that would be amazing, honestly. But I don't know if it's gonna happen. I can't pay anybody to do that. Um, I don't know. Some comic artists want to go a different direction story wise than I would. And if it came to any other project, like the horror game I'm talking about or anything like that, I would be more than happy to change some things. But when it comes to bullets, I don't know. It's such a like a thing that I personally want to preserve the way I have it in my head that I feel like it would conflict sometimes, but I would like to collaborate with somebody at some point into making it something like that. And again, I part of me, and I've discussed this with people before about, for example, the game I was talking about. I feel like it wouldn't be mine anymore, and I know that that's a really dumb way of thinking about it because it would still be mine. It was my idea. I would write it. It would be their art, making it come to life, but it would be my idea. You know what I mean? But I think part of me still thinks like, but people would be looking at the art more than the story, and I don't know. It's something I consider, but I can't see a lot of people wanting to put effort into something that essentially would just be making something for me instead of making something as a group effort. Again, it's more of my story than it would be like a group story or me and a artist story. And I think that's where, like a lot of web comics or comics in general, um, would the whole point is it's a group effort. Everybody gets some sort of say in it. You know what I mean? Like an artist could be like, "Hey, this should look like this, maybe," or stuff like that. But when it comes to bullets, I don't know. I think I'm personally way too protective of it. I'd love to do it with somebody, but I feel like I would just end up not letting them do what they need to or want to do with it. And I don't know if people would want to be under that kind of like restrictions when it comes to a project. But maybe I don't know. Maybe in the future someday you'll see it. I think it would get a lot more traction if something like that happened. Um, a lot more people might read it. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day. Let's see what else. I wanted to point out, and I don't mean to be a money hungry sellout or anything, but I just wanted to point out in case you ever are like, hey, this guy's cool. I wonder how I can support him. I have a Patreon. Um, I once I start getting people, I might read off names or stuff like that, and then I'm gonna set up my YouTube so that I don't know if you can do this with a small YouTuber account or a subscriber account, but do some sort of um what is it called, the super chats and stuff like that, and join like subscribing monetarily. I don't know what it's called. Um, but I want to get like uh, stuff like that for Discord and whatever. I have one donator right now, which is a really good friend of mine who decided to donate money every month, which is appreciative. But right now I have a one, I believe a $3 and a $5 tier, and I'm gonna change them up so that you get a little bit more out of them. But essentially, it's like early chapters and exclusive content and stuff like that. Um, at the $3 and $5 mark, you get there's gonna be a private Discord chat just for Patreon supporters, so that you guys can converse or whatever about whatever you want, whether it's about me or my story or just whatever you guys want to talk about. I just wanted to point that out because I feel like it's something that um, might be something that people just don't know exists. Um, but yeah, I just want to let you guys know that just in case you're interested in contributing to it. But if not, it's cool too. It's up to you guys, really. I just wanted to point it out. Um, what else could I talk about tonight? Let's see. Because I'm trying to think of something fun we could do. Um, nope. Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna come as a special guest tonight, which is fine. Again, this was a very last minute and unorganized thing I just ended up doing. Um, so maybe I'll get somebody that's interested, maybe not. I don't really know. Pretty much everybody I know that'd be interested is kind of asleep right now. So But if anybody would or has somebody specific they want me to ask, I will. I don't. It's up. Doesn't matter to me. Um, I want to do more stuff like this, maybe on the Discord too, so that which I do have a Discord. I'll put all. I've got to start updating the links soon of the stuff I had, but I do have a Discord, and eventually I want to make it so that everybody's able to see it and whatever. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Trying to think if I want to talk about anything else, or if I maybe want to do something. Let's give me a few minutes to look and see at some stuff we could do as a group, something fun. Maybe I'll run a poll and ask everybody what they want to do. But give me one second. Oh, you know what I just had the idea of. Um, okay, I just got this idea, and I wanna hear what the opinions are in the chat once I say it. What would the opinion be on if we did a Kahoot game? I feel like it's going to be a disaster if I try to do it, but I would be 100% willing to. Like I would run the. Oh no! That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work because I have a minute long lag on this. Okay. So what do you guys think of some sort of fan fiction reading, or I read some sort of like cringy media? I was even thinking of reading that Zootopia pro life comic. Because it just, I don't know if you guys know this, but it got updated. For those of you who don't know what that is, it was a comic that was made last year where Judy was pregnant and she was going to have an abortion, and Nick didn't want her to have an abortion. And then Judy left him. and like people called the newest part of it iconic, and they weren't being ironic. They seriously thought it was like just so powerful for somebody to make a comic like that. I don't know. It'd be so funny. So why doesn't everybody in the chat just put down either if they want me to like read a fan fiction or if they want me to read like a cringy webcomic or something. I don't know, like Sonic Chew or something, or something weird. Maybe we'll browse DeviantArt together. What do you guys want to do? I want to hear some suggestions. We got 3 people 3 people watching right now, so let's hear it. DeviantArt's always an option. We could just go on that and maybe search a term and look at some of the weirder stuff and hope that my hope that my stream doesn't get shut down. I don't know. Anything? Anything you guys want to look at? I was thinking Kahoot, but I got so much of a time lag on this that it would pretty much be pointless. So I'm gonna my immortal and then bad creepypasta. I like the suggestion so far. Yeah, I've read my immortal before, I think. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one bad creepypasta. I'm gonna look on probably on troll pastas or crap pastas or whatever the site is. I don't know. No, it's not troll pasta. Which is the one that because I want something purposeful or non-purposefully bad. I want something that somebody accidentally made really bad. And then after that, we might do my immortal. I don't know. I feel like at this point my voice is going to go away because I've talked so much tonight. But we'll see how it goes. So let me cue you in on what's going on. So give me 1 second. I'm going to try to screen share. Crappy pasta. That's what it is. Okay. I'm stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about apparently. Okay. Okay. Can you guys see this? Okay. Yeah, that should work. You guys should be able to see that correctly. Woohoo! The lag's really bad though. Let me see if I can fix that. Okay. The mouse is really slow, but I don't really care. I mean, I'm just reading off the page. If it gets really laggy, please let me know, and I will fix it. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Let's see. The quality gets really bad because my computer's not going to do super well with this. So if it's really bad, just let me know in the chat. I will start reading it without showing a screen share. Um, but we're gonna do this. Oh, you know what? I have one more thing I want to go over tonight after this is done. Um, let me pause this for just a second so that I can discuss it real quick. Okay. How do I? Okay, whatever. So there's a site. Let me pull it up while I'm talking about it. There's a site called Closed.Pizza, and that sounds weird. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? Um, but if any of you have heard of the Miiverse, this is called the ClosedVerse, and the ClosedVerse is basically the revitalized Miiverse, except that it is even more cringy. It has some very cringy communities. Um, let's see. They got a Deltarune community that's new. Animal Crossing, Wii Sports Club community, Legend of Zelda community. They have a. These ones are tame, but they also have a Baldi's Basics community. So I think that would be really fun to go over tonight if my computer doesn't crap itself from having to run a web page. So let's get started on a bad creepypasta. I think what would be good is to do the surprise me since I want to take a poll, but again, slow mode is on, so let's do a random one. Let's see how it goes. I'll read like 2 or 3 random ones, and we'll call it a night. Okay, moving on. Hi, I'm sorry for the tardiness. Oh wait, this one's called Moving On by Undercooked Pasta, or maybe that's the what type of pasta it is. I don't know. Hi, dot dot dot. I'm sorry for my tardiness. Sometimes I get nervous prior to these kind of things, mainly because I think you won't like me. What's your name? Dot dot dot. My name is Wyatt. Wyatt Philman. What's your name? Dot dot. I'm not gonna do the dot 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 every time because it's like 20 times. It says here you're Megan Pratt. I like that. You definitely look like a Megan, although you're more of a brunette. I tend to see a Megan to be more blonde. I know, I know. Here, let me turn a light on so you can see your pretty. What? I know, I know. Here, let me turn a light on so I can see your pretty face some more. There you go. I find it quite commendable that with all this makeup that you look all natural. I mean, look at your eyes, utterly gorgeous. I'm sorry, that sounded stupid. I just think you're really pretty, that's all. I think this is the first time I've made a girl blush in years. I haven't been on the market for a while. I just got over a nasty relationship a few years back, and I'm too afraid to get my heart broken again. Well, since you asked, her name was Laura. She was probably the most beautiful woman I ever laid eyes on. Well, excluding you, of course. She said she would be with me forever, as I am the only one who truly understood her. We are total opposites in terms of personality, but I think that's what made me understand her most. Things that were growing great between us. We were planning on getting married, buying a house, having a couple of rugrats. Then things went horribly wrong. She got sick. She told me that as she was lying in the hospital that no man would have ever made her as happy as I did, and that she hopes that I can find a woman that could make me at least half as happy as she did. The doctor told me that she wouldn't make it. I prayed, oh, did I pray? But it was no use. God wanted her more than me, and he took her. So here I am today, back on the wagon and trying to let my heart carry on. I remember the first time I saw you. You were at the train stop after a long day's work. Yeah, this is getting weird. Mondays can do that to people, I guess. It was raining, and somehow I was the lucky one who brought an umbrella. You asked me, mind if we share? Of course. Being the gentleman that I am, I agreed. I thank the Lord for giving me a second chance by blessing me with such a graceful angel like yourself. Well, I did have a few extra pounds of Thanksgiving dinner weight that I was shaking off at the time. You definitely stole the show in terms of appearance. I remember we both took the train and we were heading to the same destination. What luck! I know I was shy, but at least you said yes to my humble request to go for a drink that weekend. I don't know if you couldn't handle your liquor or something, but you were exhausted and passed out at the bar. Strange, considering you had only one drink. I shouldn't judge though. I'm quite a lightweight when it comes to alcohol myself. I tried to take you home, but insisted on coming over to my place. I guess because it was closer or something. I, being the gentleman that I am, of course, agreed. That was a great night. I guess I should be honest. You aren't really the first date I've had since Laura's passing. I've had 3 other attempts at love, but all of the girls seem to be getting sick before I can kindle a fine-tuned relationship. I'm so happy I finally found my diamond in the coal mine. I know I have pictures of Laura around here. Again, I'm just trying to move on. But surely you can understand the detriments of having a long-term relationship ending. I'm sorry for getting your boyfriend sick, by the way. You were right. You're right. It was meant to be. It was almost as if we're soulmates, and all we needed was that perfect time to stumble on each other. I know I said my name is Wyatt, but for a moment, can I be frank with you? I think I love you. It's just something about you. Maybe the way you smile, the way you laugh, or maybe how you're lying in the bed right now. But I feel like I should never let you go. No, I love you more. You're so adorable. I forgot to mention it. I started a brew pot of coffee prior to coming down here to see you. Would you like some? 2 cream and 1 sugar. Got it. Oh, I almost forgot. Before I go, I better close this window so you don't get too cold tonight. Wouldn't want you getting sick. And that's it, I guess. I'm assuming I'm assuming the whole like thing. Well, I mean, I'm not assuming. It's pretty obvious that the whole point is that he's a murderer. But I mean, I don't really know how that translates from that. I don't know. It was okay. Like, what do you guys rate that out of? I give that a solid um a 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. Oh boy! And then you got the generic "you might also like" thing. Fox News confirms unfortunate news. Last photos taken seconds before tragedy struck. Is that Harambe? Can somebody screenshot that? That's amazing. How do I screenshot on this stupid computer? Because that's amazing. Oh my gosh. How do I screenshot? I feel like I'm going to do something and brick my computer. The last photo is taken before tragedy struck. That's the first accurate article that's come up before on this. So well done. Well, it doesn't actually have who made the way on. Yeah, no, it doesn't really have it. Avoid Botox. How to remove eye bags and wrinkles in 1 minute. And yet it's got a needle that is presumably Botox. So I don't really know. Royal Kingdom confirms unfortunate news. Oh man, Fox News and the Royal Kingdom are both doing some are doing some sad news tonight. Oh, that's a good idea. Hold on, click the tool. Good idea. I don't know why and yet I claim I'm an IT tech, and yet I can't even think to use the clipping tool. That's gonna be the thumbnail for for this live stream when I archive it on the channel. Anyways, Royal Kingdom tragedy, which I guess the Royal Kingdom's had 2 tragedies, man. That's weird. I don't know what's going on. Drink this before bed. Watch your belly fat vanish, which is weird because that looks like either sparkling water. Oh no, that's seeds, I guess. The cameraman captured more than he expected. I'm assuming it's Sir Virginia. And Denzel Washington, embarrassing confession. I don't know what that is. Oh, here we go. There's ratings down here. That's perfect. Rate this pasta. Rating 3.4 out of 10. That's pretty accurate. That's a pretty accurate rating. Rating -7 from 9 votes. Moving on, 3.4 out of 10 based on 17 ratings. Already perfect. And I liked it. It's good job. I didn't actually like that. I'm gonna thumbs that down if I can. Oh no, I can't. It's too late. Well, hold on a second. Is this the forum? No, there's no questions. Okay, we're gonna do another random one. That was something. I I I hope I do good at narrating these because I used to try to do this one time on my YouTube account, and then yeah, it was bad. Okay, the crooked. How long is this one? Oh, this one. Oh gosh, I don't know if I. Oh man. While searching the internet, I got bored, so I went on one of those chat roulette sites. Hi, I say to the man who appears on my screen. Something seems off about this guy. He won't stop tilting his head. Suddenly, he put something in the. I see he's put something in the chat log. This was a crooked man who lived a crooked life. I quickly responded, "What are you talking about?" He simply looks up and grins at me. What the hell is this guy talking about? I think to myself, I don't know why they worded it like that. I quickly decided to click next and leave the creep. Strangely, the next camera is the same man, still looking at me with a creepy smile. You can't escape this, I see posted in the chat log. Screw you, buddy. I am leaving, I replied before I turned off the computer. Later, I try to sleep, but that man's twisted smile is still haunting me. The next day, I go to work. Go and to a restaurant, my usual schedule. Did I just have a stroke? Am I okay? The next day, I go to work and to a restaurant, my usual schedule, and I go back home and go back on the internet. Okay. After checking my email, I noticed this email, which, yeah, like anybody checks their email these days. I noticed the email that was in my work folder. Normally, this wouldn't alarm me, but I don't recall this one even existing. It was titled, Dude, Check This Out. Which, for the record, if you're falling for this, you deserve whatever's about to happen to you. So I look at it, and to my relief, it was just my friend Steve sending more cat videos. For Steve, cat videos are like crack. He has a serious dependency on watching other people's cats. Steve is a dork, I say to myself as I check my Facebook for any new things for me to obsess over to clear my mind of the man yesterday. After a serious game of Family Feud online, I see I got a new message. I checked it and I was dumbfounded by what I saw. The message read, "And the crooked man, he picked up a crooked knife." The message was from an account that said his name was nothing. Figured this guy was spamming me. I shut off my computer and slept again. I like how, like, she's just like, "Oh, that guy from chat roulette is spamming me." But why is she not concerned about the fact that, or he, I guess, we got to be gender inclusive. How did they not, how did they not go, hey, wait a minute, I never gave that information out on chat roulette, considering it's an anonymous site. That's pretty weird. Tomorrow I woke up a severe pain in my neck, but after an hour or so, it goes away. So I go to work and explain why I came in late and went on with my daily life. I am driving to this little diner, as I do every day, when suddenly I had the immense need to go to the restroom. I noticed that the walls of the stall were filled. Wait, what? I noticed that the walls of the stall were filled with writing. Being my weird self, I looked at the writing closely. Is that weird, really, to read the writing on a stall right next to you? I noticed most of it was what you would expect. Dirty jokes, phone numbers, and the classic blank was here. Soon, I noticed there was one last thing written towards the middle. Now the crooked man has the crooked knife and coming after you to end your life. At this point, I'm terrified. I walk out, pay for my food, and drive home as fast as possible. As soon as I get home, I lock the doors and windows and hide in my closet with my gun prepared to jump the sick bleep who has been torturing me with that crooked smile. After about 3 hours, I assume it is safe, so I walk out of my closet to check for any signs of break-in. That is when I notice the computer's on. I see the man again, looking at me through his webcam. I suddenly realize the room behind him is my kitchen. I charge towards the kitchen to end this and raise my gun. I like how they're willing to murder a troll. Looking around, I don't see anyone, and suddenly I hear a quick swish, and I feel a stabbing pain right in my chest. I fall to my knees and look to see the crooked man looking down on me. His face now in that twisted grin reaches slowly towards my neck. Though I try to resist, he grabs my neck. His hands feel strange, cold but soft, and somehow welcoming. As I try to hold on, I feel him twisting my neck until I bear an urge. I don't know where I got that from. Until I hear a large snap, and then I fade. October 13th, 2013, 9:05. A man is called in. A man is called in missing. On investigation, his home has no trace of him but a pool of blood and a single note lying on the floor. It was a crooked man. He took my crooked life. Now he leads me through a forest, a Pied Piper with his fife. I tried to run away in a game of cat and mouse, but now we all live together in a crooked house. Credit to D. Ellinger. Oh, man. Well, guys, good luck sleeping tonight. Wait, what? I just noticed this. We're getting some interesting advertisements tonight. So, like, it's a site that's like, oh, you can get games cheap. I guess that makes sense. I thought they were saying Fortnite was $22.72. I was about to say, Fortnite's free, guy. Well, and then like, okay, I think that's a season pass. I don't know. Well, The moral of the story is don't go on chat roulette ever. Never go on chat roulette. Just don't do it. Just don't go on chat roulette. We're gonna do one more. Give me a second. I'm gonna get a drink. Okay. All right. Animal Crossing. Oh, it's super short. That's perfect. I was on my way to my girlfriend's house when I noticed a garage sale on the way there. It was rather shady looking, but I was in desperate need of more entertainment, so I stopped by. Nothing too interesting was there. A microwave, a blender, a lubricated hot dog, the usual stuff. But one thing caught my eye. A blank disc with the words Animal Crossing sloppily written on it in Sharpie. Animal Crossing was one of my favorite games back in the day, so I purchased it for a good $5. When I returned home, I eagerly put the disc in my GameCube. However, something was off when I first started the game. The music was backwards, and on occasion, the colors would invert for a split second. So I went back to the garage sale, told the owner it was defective, got a refund, and ordered the game online. Jeez, guys. Oh, that was so good. Yeah, Spooflet, I love a good author died story. Seriously. It's so funny. I've never understood, like, how did he write that? Then who was phone? But who was phone? And then you got this Animal Crossing one. This is perfect. 10 out of 10. That's not even a crap pasta. That's good. Already perfect. See, it's good. It's a good thing. So I think that's gonna get CrappyPasta. If you guys want more, I'll do a couple more. But for now, I want to move on to the other thing I forgot to talk about. ClosedVerse. ClosedVerse, as I said earlier, is basically the Miiverse, and it's awesome. I've never gone on the desktop. What is that? What's going on there? I've never gone on the desktop site before, but it's a little broken, the actual site. Oh wait, hold on one second. Oh, that's my login information. Okay. I guess it already saved it. So whatever. You guys know I have an account on here. I don't think I actually. Let me see if I liked. Yes, given. Oh, I just made this dope website with Wix. Oh, I love that. I guess the other one's gone. That's lame. Alright, that's funny. Okay, so ClosedVerse, like every time I go on there, you know how you see like posts of what am I thinking of? Posts of like funny whatevers from Miiverse. Well, this entire site is just filled with them. Oh my gosh, ClosedVerse hotel community? Yes. Anime community? Obviously. Artwork sharing furry community? Yeah, you got it. You got it, bro. Super Luigi U community? Obviously. Oh, I guess there's just no game communities. Yeah, this is the weird way it's broken. You have to go back to the first page and then go up. It's so weird. See, that's weird. Why is it doing that? Yeah, when you press the second page, it's, yeah, someone really messed up when it came to this website design. Tumblr 2? No, I didn't see that. Hold on, let me look that up. What's that? Tumblr 2? No, I didn't see that. Is it this right here? Is it this YouTube video? I'm not gonna watch it right now, but yeah, I can't watch it right now. My stream will die. But yeah, I've never heard of that. Is that video I was just about to play? Okay. Anyways, so let's get into the first community, the YouTube community, which is super cringy. Star Wars: The Great Protector, Season 2, Episode 14, The Chase of Stardeck's story is in the comments below. What is cancer? What causes cancer? I don't know. Awesome parody haters 600 of the future still confused by how his life is ruined by his own class. What is going on right now? Finds out about his channel. American Foundation for Suicide. What is going on? Awesome Parodies Hater 6000. What the hell? What the hell is that? Maybe I'll look him up. Can I like search people? No? Okay, whatever. Here's my Indigo in case I thought ClosedVerse was dead, blah blah blah. Indigo is another site, by the way, that competes with Twitter, so I'm interested to see if that starts to come into play. How did a video of a plush eating a camera get age restricted? Oh no! No, we're reading it. We're reading it. Sonic, Undertale, FNAF, My Little Pony Homestuck High School RP, my OC, Flame the Hedgehog, age 14, gender, male, height bigger than your mom, favorite food, pain, favorite color, red, favorite activity, gaming. Hold on, let me copy. I might, in case you guys are curious, I might actually do it so that if you like subscribe, like subscribe to my YouTube, then I'll actually do like I don't know, I'll do like custom emojis and stuff, and you can use stuff like that. Yo, does anybody got Discord? I made a server called. I should really cover that up. People, I need your help. Can you help me on how to put reverse on my 3DS? YouTube Game Diary update. Here are 3 quotes. One of the people who are able to change something in this world. Is this guy just posting video game quotes and then an anime girl? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love ClosedVerse, man. YouTube Game Diary update. Wait, are these on the same day? No, they're different days. Star Wars The Great Protector, blah, blah, blah. It's just gonna keep going. Oh, that's nudes. YouTube Game Diary update. Here are 3 quotes. Oh gosh. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Forget that ClosedVerse existed. Another Game Diary. This guy's just taken over the YouTube community, bro. This video is funny. What video? Okay, I guess this video is funny. We should watch it. It must not have been that funny. YouTube must not have thought it was that funny because it's now off the internet. Oh man. I just realized we're kind of going back in the archive for the site. Hi, and then no copyright music with a 2-hour mix. Our new house. So cool. Anyone else enjoy watching Papagenos for Smash Ultimate leaks? He's such a genuine guy. I can't tell if they're trolling because he got a lot of crap recently. Star Wars The Great Protector, Yokai Watch, blah blah blah, Yokai Game, YouTube, blah blah blah. This is starting to collapse a little bit just because this guy's the only one posting anything. So we're gonna go to a different. Hard to believe that the Miiverse ended just a year ago today. There will be memories. Watch. Yeah, I think this is about the best we're gonna give this. This used to be a lot funnier, but I guess it's done being funny. Moving on. Yeah, that. I'm gonna keep refreshing it in case people actually add to it. You know what? Hold on a second. I think there's an actual roleplay community. Anything Goes community, bro. The Anything Goes community is essentially B from 4chan, toned down a lot, but it's like a mix of like Facebook memes and B memes. It's so weird. Chicken gay, chicken gay, chicken gay, chicken gay, chicken gay, chicken gay, chicken. Thanks, mind. Bruh, imagine in like 5-6 years we can create legal sex porn out of Miiverse clone users. LOL, and then like 20 exclamation points. Usually when they put this post contains spoilers, it's actually porn. So for the safety of this stream, I'm just not gonna open it. The Facebook logo makes sense now. Sure does. I will pay you $10 an hour to be my girlfriend. Sharing my thoughts, and then that's probably I don't even know that youth thoughts are not allowed. Oh my gosh. Why is it Colress praised by the LGBT community? Nearly his entire team consists of genderless Pokemon. Me and a user on CV had a 20-page fight on why I should be able to say stop being a pussy and block creeps who bother you. He said calling them pussies was discriminative against women. What a silly boy. um. Okay. Blah blah blah. Nobody cares about this person. Sounds like Tumblr. In all seriousness, it's genuinely their fault for not just simply blocking the creepy spookies and getting offended or being called out for it. Those people are idiots. Don't bother with them. Some true life advice from a master of whatever he's a master of. Reminder: just relax. Says Krispy Kreme donuts. Look at that frog. What? Like this image to instantly yeet on every homosexual in the known universe. This brings me physical pain. Guy, just just not doing it right, man. I made this penis. This will have to do. Also, I got them from Closed Pizza, blah, blah, blah. Why is this community banner that reuser? Does anybody have the original banner? Do I yeah a banner? Or how do I yeah a banner? What? Not anymore. OpenVerse announcements. Still gone. Bruh. Confession. But people online lie all the time. The country they live in, it's normal. LOL OpenVerse. Banner subject to change. Mind if I change the banner? What's going on with the banner? What's wrong with it? It must be different now. All around me are, and then Kermit's a bitch. I'll say it. Kermit's a bitch every time I hear a frog talk about the reason and about they reasons care not. Kermit's a bitch. That's right. Kermit's a bitch. Motherfucker. What haters say. A bee cookie monster. Charlotte is a pretty underrated character in Xenoblade Chronicles 1 element. I mean, obviously. Can't believe some users I thought were decent aren't even decent anymore. You have become the very thing you swore to destroy. I got an 86 on my math final today, which is good because it's a B, but it's also bad because it's a B. What the hell? Okay. I don't trust this link, but we're gonna put it in anyways, because I am suicidal apparently. Your connection is not private. Go ahead. Communities Indigo. Huh. Oh, is this this is interesting. Indigo. I'll have to check this out at some point. Because I heard it's I heard the whole like I don't know what this is running on. It's like hippo or something like that, but or elephant. I can't remember. But the whole thing's interesting. Let's look at some of this. Doctor Strange comes to kill Bargain. Dormammu kills Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange. It's rewind time. AU or Miles Morales is Wakandan and has vibranium text along with his spider powers. Anyone know any good manga sites? Into the Spider-Verse is actually pretty good. Johan says the N-word in the Love Live Sunshine movie. The post-credits for Into the Spider-Verse were bleeping hilarious. Kyle Katarn is one of my favorite Star Wars characters, and the fact that he was replaced with Kanan Jarrus in that shitty Rebels show makes me want to throw a tantrum. You know you're a freaking weeb when you start accidentally reading a comic offline from right to left. Yeah. Okay. I will go back to Indigo at some point in the future. Maybe I'll actually start. I actually like these communities in a sense that I would actually go to them. Okay. Hunter ordered to watch Bambi in jail as punishment for his poaching case. Colin Kroll, executive deck, who helped found Vine and HQ Trivia, dies at age 34. Well, shit, guys. Is that what that other guy was saying I made this for? Jeez. Oh, it's the same person, too. Yikes, man. Come on. Yeah. Excuse me? The Mario plush productions too. The problem with 5 Nights at Freddy's, or 5 Nights at Freaky's 2 again. Get the hell out of that. Ow, fuck, I pulled a muscle in my leg. Ome. Is that Miyamoto? Want to take a nap, but I'm afraid I'll get weird, surreal dreams again. Last night I dreamed that I went to hell. It was really surreal. I was also on Earth at the same time. They just came in the mail, y'all. Oh, the joy of being a Switch Online member. I want to say something witty and cool, but lack the intelligence to do so. Therefore, I'm just going to say hi. Hi. Many movies from the 70s seem very anti-women, and I don't even know why. I guess many directors and writers then were just fucking hated women. Wanted to see them suffer. Well, I mean, back then women weren't super respected. I mean, even recently, it was more up to recently. Oh wait, this is an Indigo. Yeah, eventually this website will be Seth.exposed. Me, I really need to study me 5 minutes later. Shrek versus Thanos Despacito battle. LOL. Internal server error. Whatever you do, don't look through this. Well, obviously I'm gonna look through it. You can't just tell me that, bro. Yeah, no, I forgot my charger. I'm at 7% cry. Yeah. On Tuesday, my normal posting will continue because the internet will come back. Yeah. I drew Obama, or at least I think I did. Yeah. I bought 2 anime PS4 games, 1 Switch game. The last post of mine is more of a reminder for me. Arian is our god. I should call him Arian Sama. He is the closed god. Minecraft. Happy birthday, Cosmo. Please have a good one. Thank you for the shout out. Alright, we're not gonna keep going with that. I'm not a lolicon, I'm a feminist. Indigo being slow for anyone else, or is it just me? Okay, moving on, we're gonna do the other one, Splatoon Community. Splatoon Community is not super bad. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's much wrong here. It's just fan art. So the hammer kind of sucks. Even more unfortunate content. Hey guys, I'm alive, and I've been getting really fucking salty at how stupid people are in Freelance Salmon Run. Human versions of the Squid Sisters and Off the Hook, made in Kisake. Splatfest ideas: Black Friday versus Cyber Monday, Merry Christmas versus Happy Holidays. N-word, we made it. So this isn't my community, so I'm gonna leave because I don't understand any of this. Okay, ClosedVerse hotel community. I'll have a steak, please, just like my mom makes. Thanks, I founded a hotel. I'm gonna leave this here and as a profile banner, along with some music to listen to every time you visit my room. Hi guys, how's the hotel? I actually left the Sinnoh, met an old coordinator friend. Yes, I was a coordinator back in Sinnoh. Well, I heard some kind of yokai was in my room. I'm checking back in. The Snapchat, not Fortnite Instagram. Or Snapchat, not Fortnite Instagram. A hotel? Ooh, that sounds sexy. Walks into this hotel, finds blood, smoke, and dead bodies everywhere after the hotel goes out of business. Casually walks out. I walk in the front doors. Hey, okay, hold on a second. I just remembered something. No way! It's still here! Ladies and gentlemen, the ClosedVerse Roleplay Committee, where they roleplay. If some of you know my Paper Mario Color Splash roleplay and want to bring it back, I still promise to bring it back. Goes back in time to 2008. Wish there was a way to get rid of certain notifications on here. I'm stuck having a crap ton of them, so yay me. I pick up and shoot Angry Grandpa and Shotaro Kujo. Body move or else. Fighting gold. Jubin no Uchiwo. Peeing. This is a hostile takeover. I am now at Heaven's Door. Epic. Doing your mom. E621 is my favorite website. Oh no. My penis is chopped off. I am bleeding. I am crying. I am Hazamata. slowly lift my shirt and turn to this. And this is to go even further beyond. I'm not gonna do that. I start peeing and pooing all over the floor. You are aroused. So it's not like a thread. It's like the entire thing is a thread. Like um the entire subdivision of this is a thread. 1-to-1 RP. 105 replies. Oh, 1-to-1 RP. Shiro. Setting. We can decide on something in the comments before starting. The attackers escape from an abandoned building. One of the attackers is 14-year-old Alexandria Kalashnikov. Oh, I didn't think we were gonna strike gold tonight, but we did. We struck gold tonight. What's going on? Okay, there we go. The man hears from an underling that there has been an unidentified. What? The man hears from an underling that there has been an unidentified that is terrorizing their clientele. He worries if this will put a damper in his business. All younger must be hectic. What? Alexandria receives $10,000 of the money stolen. It is very. Also, how old are you and your siblings? I'm almost 14 and 15. My youngest sister's about 7 months, and I already said how old my my other siblings are. Okay, you know what? Before I crack into this, I gotta take a big fat break. So hold on one second. Yeah, so I'm gonna take we're gonna take a 10-15 minute break real quick, and then if you guys want to still do this, let me know now. And then by the time I get back, I'll know. If you guys want to try something else, maybe another CrappyPasta or something, let me know. If you guys just want to kind of finish this up, then we can. I don't got much to do tonight. So let me take my break real quick, and you guys can also take your break from my constant talking. And yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, I'm back. So, I've kind of gotten to the point where my voice is probably going to go out if I keep doing this tonight. Um, I'm getting a little tired, so I think I'm gonna close it up tonight. Um, I might do another one tomorrow. I probably will do another one tomorrow, honestly. Uh, and I'm gonna try to get some people I know to come on and hang out and talk and whatever. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. I don't know what we're gonna talk about yet. Um, but yeah, if this could be a regular thing, I'd really enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It'll stay on my channel in case anybody wants to watch it later on. And if you don't want to watch it, then I guess you don't have to, huh? But yeah, I've just gotten to the point where I don't know. When it gets this late in the night, it's not even that I'm tired. I just get really quiet, and that's not going to be great for this stream. So if I'm just sitting here in silence for like 30 minutes, it's not really going to be helpful, which has happened, by the way. So tonight I'm going to end it off. I want to first of all say thank you to people from YouTube who come, which I don't know if anybody here is from YouTube, but people who from YouTube who watch this or whatever. I've been very inactive for the past few years, but I've still kept my 100-something subscribers, which I know isn't a lot, but still, it's nice to know that people they probably forgot they subscribed to me, but it's nice to know that I didn't lose that many even after I left. So thank you, I really appreciate it. Um, I want to make this a regular occurrence, but we'll see how this one goes and this one's received. Maybe I'll do something with this later, audio later. I don't know. I want to thank the people who watched it. I know there wasn't too many, but I mean there never is. I'm appreciative that anybody watches it at all. So thank you. Um, I want to I want to say that it got really political in the beginning, but I think we rounded it up at the end. So thank you to the people who stick through that. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna head off of here. Um, it's been a great night. Thanks for coming. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and I will probably see you tomorrow, unless I just don't do it for some reason. So, yeah, I'll see you then. See ya.